everybody's here. Anyway, we want to thank Rudy Colombini once again for this beautiful venue. It's a really great tribute to the legacy of Bay Area music. And I'd like to direct your attention, if you haven't checked it out, the Greg Kihn display over there, featuring, first of all, it's got the classic Vox original 12 string that my dad used to say, "This thing sounds like the end of the world." And it's got his outfit that he was wearing in the third of his career. You know what I mean? I'll take you back to when I joined the Greg Kihn band. It was the late '90s. I had well, not yet. I had just gotten out of college. I was doing the LA thing, trying to be break into the scene down there, being like a gunslinger, going to auditions, doing gigs everywhere. And my dad's like, "Hey, come on up, you make some dough, and get to play with me, I was like, "Yeah, it sounds like a good deal." So I did it, and I came up, and I wouldn't say that I was a perfect fit at first. I had to grow into the gig, because at the time I was always going for like the most flashy, like cutting edge, music school licks. And as far as musical mentorship, we had my dad and Steve Wright, the Shank, my dad, Shank. And I would describe it as a good cop, bad cop situation. My dad was the good cop. He was always positive, super supportive. And the musical critiques came from Steve. And I was grateful for it. I needed it, I needed to be slapped around a little bit. He's like, never play anything weird or innovative in this band. Okay? We want Eric Clapton, we want blues influence, melodic. I was like, yeah, I hear you, okay. So yeah, and the rest was history. I was blessed to be working with him in a work capacity, and really,
Let me ask you, is he doing a fantastic job taking care of the vocals on this stuff?
It's a hard job, Stepping into this man's shoes was a big, it was a big task, and I had to work my vocal exercises any morning. Anyway, enough about me. My dad, to introduce this next song, well, first he would say, this is Jeopardy, by the way. First he would say, "We'd like to do a medley of our hit." And then he goes, "This song put my son through college." And I would say the PhD I got in music was 20 years of the Greg Kihn Band. So here it is, Jeopardy. Thanks so much for coming.
All right.
We've got a lot of guitar players up here, and you know guitar players like to play, so I'm glad you like that. They have Greg coming down all that way to play some fantastic. It's been such a pleasure working with you. Robbie, fantastic.
Thanks, Greg Douglas. Thanks, Robbie Dunbar. This is my first guitar teacher, by the way.
Well, keep working on it, Ryan. He also took lessons from Joe Satriani, so I think we got some more guitar solos coming up on this. We don't even need to announce this song, do we?